Welcome one and all to another review of an episode of a superhero animated series. Today, I'll be talking about a Season 3 episode of Batman Beyond titled Untouchable. If you haven't seen the episode and you want to, well, you should go watch it, because I'm about to spoil the episode in a quick summary. Or if you don't need to watch the episode, then just listen to my spoilers before I get into the review itself. A mystery man in a costume has a special force field that protects him from anything. He steals an isotope, Bruce knows where the force field came from, and we have our suspects. Is it the curious girl with a bad immune system that Terry has taken a liking to? Is it the crotchety doctor? Or none of the above? Anyway, Terry finds a clever way to defeat this guy before he can steal another isotope, which will make a big bad bomb. Cue credits. I've talked many times in reviews of this series and of Batman the Animated Series about how mysteries don't really work very well in a 22-minute format. You don't have enough time to explore the possibilities of the mystery, so whatever the episode is leaning towards first, you know that is the red herring, and then the only other option is the real culprit behind the mystery. Well, one of the writers on this series, Paul Dini, actually mentioned this episode specifically when talking about this phenomena, and I can't say that he's wrong. This episode is guilty of all of that, but I never realized until watching this episode that it's guilty of a lot more too. Sure, there's the not great mystery aspect. The episode really wants you to think that it's the mean old doctor, or maybe even the girl that Terry likes, but like I said, it can never be who you think it's supposed to be, so it's the lab assistant who is barely in the episode at all. This guy was only in about 1 minute of the episode before being unmasked, so when he is unmasked, I have a feeling of, who cares? Besides almost feeling like the episode is playing unfair with the reveal of the bad guy, this is also problematic because he doesn't have any motivations at all beyond greed and power, which, when not explored at all, are the most generic, boring motivations ever. And this isn't the only problem with this episode. Once again, we have another episode where Dana is horrible, but just this once, I think I'm on her side here. Yeah, she's a little hard on Terry even when he tries to apologize for going on and on about this girl all night. But Terry, man, you don't have to be a genius to know not to talk about this other girl to your girlfriend. Anyway, Terry is smitten with Irene, the girl with no immune system, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why. Remember how I had a big problem with Terry and Tin moving forward with their relationship at an accelerated rate, and it didn't feel very organic or natural as a result? But at least then, I could see that they had some common ground, and I saw that they would have made a very cute couple, and in fact, I was rooting for them, even though I knew it would not happen. But here, I do not know or understand what Terry sees in this girl. It's not quite like the Tin situation, because he doesn't move forward with a kissy relationship or anything like that, but he keeps going on and on about her to Dana, to Bruce, and I don't know why. And this episode spends a fair amount of screen time with these two bonding, when it could be putting some of that time toward developing the bad guy and his motivations. The episode does sort of make up for it in the end by saying that the girl wasn't really interested in Terry in that way, and she already had a boyfriend, which then begs the question, why was she wanting to spend so much time with Terry anyway? No matter, it's a moot point, I guess. The only other thing that I thought was odd was the lack of limitations on this force field suit. Bruce mentions early in the episode that if the motor overheating could be prevented, then the suit would make a great weapon, and the doctor says that'll never happen as long as he's involved with the project. But it seems like the suit is already a great weapon, and the motor doesn't even seem to have a problem with overheating. In fact, that gun is introduced and is never fired. Shame on you, episode. Chekhov would be very disappointed. It's just weird that this suit has telekinetic abilities, can fly, and can repel things so much that it can destroy titanium, and the doctor who built this thing seems to think that those are things that are very far away from being a reality when Bruce brings it up. I think this episode could have worked just as well if the suit was only a force field and couldn't actually fly and have telekinetic abilities. The force field aspect could be just as powerful without turning the wearer of the suit into Superman. Overall, those were my thoughts on this episode. I didn't know I would end up disliking it so much, but I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. What did you guys think of this episode? Like it? Hate it? And what did you think of my review? If you liked it, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you did like it, you're in luck because I do these kinds of reviews once a week. And next week, I'll be talking about an episode of Batman the Animated Series. And the week after that, I'll be talking about another episode of Batman Beyond. And I also do other videos throughout the week, so be sure to check those out if you want to. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.